instead of the screen. Here's an intro.
Right. I need to be back very quickly.
Bamboozled by J. Howe.
Yes, we are. Yep, I just forgot to grab a drink during the break, so I ran during the intro. Ah, well, always next time. As for now, we are preparing for our second game. Your mic apparently might be muted.
Wrecked by trying to switch between a bunch of stuff. I actually just did that to see if chat was paying attention. I mean, you can listen all you want, but are you watching? Now I know. It was just a test. Exactly. Just a test. Exactly. But I'm glad that chat passed it. I feel like we have succeeded with my intentional mic muting.
Everyone in chat can consider themselves a better person for knowing that they were paying attention this entire time. So then, we do have our next series coming up. This will have no bearing at all on who's going to BlizzCon or who is relegated, because both of those things are decided. This will simply be a battle for either 4th place or tied 4th place, as this will be our 4th place versus our 5th place in the form of TheOne versus SoA. Start over again. And the predictions, pretty even for everyone except for Q.
Everybody's just like, it'll be a draw. But look, I'm telling you, I want some picks. I want some China picks up in here. Like, I need China picks. If this game doesn't have any bearings on standings, they better be having a good time, man, because I'm here. I'm here.
I will be down for that. You are, however, going to experience, very likely at least, going to experience potentially one of the best Illidan players in the world in the form of Hugo. Who is also, coincidentally, I would argue, one of the best Ragnaros players in the world. So you have the option of both of them.
But I want X, because he will give it to him.
X has moved on to a worse game, so therefore...
But I want him back to give it to him.
As long as he's not, as long as he's playing another game and it's not a Blizzard game, then we don't care about him. If he returns, then of course we love him, and otherwise we have to wait it out. Here you can see TheOne, our second new team into the league here, and you can see Hugo, Lucky, Meng, Zyrang, and He.
I saw that and I ignored everybody else because I'm like, He.
I've been pronouncing it differently in most games. Like, there's the Master Roshi Dragon Ball Z. When they play against, Beyond the Game, who has the player MJ. So it's MJ versus Here is the key player. It is Hugo. You can see here, really solid Illidan player. And a couple Ragnaroses coming in here. Here is one of the most legendary plays we've ever seen. A 4v1 with Illidan, and he still gets the kills.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as Illidan.
Exactly, that's your job.
Your only job. Look, if you're an Illidan player out there, we know there's some of you watching right now. It's your job to hunt or metamorphosis the backline and try and carry the game 1v4. There's no other way to play Illidan.
If your team is dead, then that just means that you need to go into the backline even harder to make sure that their team is dead when yours is alive.
There's no other way to play Illidan. It's all in or nothing.
Of course, the more enemies you dive into, the more health you'll get, so you should totally dive in 5v1.
Yes!
1v5, so.
There's literally no better analysis than that.
We're bad at advice. As we see the opposing team here start over again. So One of the originals from the first phase being Kendrick started casting Uncle G, one of our personal favorites. Really solid player, has moved from sort of a assassin flex role over to the main support now. Molly, however, has been dominant since we've seen him play. And Spark BZ, he's probably going to be the key player here, and for good reason. He is a very solid tank, likes his Arthas, and it is relentless the way he plays it.
Well, as we can see the breakdown there, they put a lot into Molly there as they go double warrior, potentially double support, as we see Tassadar picked up a lot by TY. So I really want to see how this team plays out, see as it goes forward, and as we take a closer look as... How do you say this one? L-E-E?
Faye.
Oh, there's an F there.
Yes. It's not SoAF.
It is now.
Faye here.
For
some reason, they continue to show this Zagara clip, and have Zagara as his most played hero, despite the fact he's only played her once, and misses the majority of the Moors in this clip. Like, he gets Tyrael there, which is a good boss steal, I will make that argument. But, yeah, you can see he's very comfortable playing those versatile heroes every now and again, bringing out the surprise picks.
My favorite thing was the first Eastern Clash. China busted out Zagara. And immediately afterwards, North America starts like running Zagara. Gale Force like, oh, what if we run Zagara? Yeah. Then other teams are running Zagara. All because China. All because China.
China does do a lot of innovation, even if America doesn't recognize it, including when China broke the world record, and then weeks after China broke the world record, Blizzard, the official Heroes of the Storm Twitter, tweeted out that the world record had been broken in America 20 seconds slower than the China record. So, yeah, China getting that attention and respect, but now America has actually broken it and currently holds the record for the fastest official HGC game.
TheOne.
TheOne. With one of the best team logos, might I add.
TheOne. They seem to be statistically a pretty decent team when it comes to their KDA. Killing people and staying alive is generally a good way to win in this game.
Yeah, very, very true. If there's one bit of advice we can give to new players, it's don't die and get XP. That's probably the beginner's bit of advice we can give.
It's even the veterans thing. Look, no matter what level you are, living will be your #1 key to success. I cannot express how important it is to just not die in this game. Just don't die.
You can't soak XP or grab objectives if you're dead. Here we have the first map being picked by TheOne. It's going to be Infernal Shrines here. And the score between the two teams, as we saw earlier, is currently a even 1-1.
Well, Infernal Shrines, one of my favorite ones to watch, is take a look at the breakdown here for the teams. 43% win rate for one, but 5 wins, 14 losses for SoA. That is rough.
It is also kind of tainted. We do have to remember that SoA, they were the worst team in HGC China 2 phases ago. They won 1 series total in the first phase of HGC China. They lost everything else. Not even winning maps, usually. And that was back when it was a best-of-5 format. They were really not good. And as such, their map scores from that phase, considering once again it was a best-of-5, were just absolutely shocking. And it's been since then, the phase after that, they got a little better and moved into, like, 6th position kind of thing. Now they're a little better again. They're in 5th position, but their map scores due to those early phases are still terrible.
Well, we see the Arthas ban. We saw Arthas was one of the key heroes, but with that being banned out, we're going to see a first pick Ariel.
And there's that Illidan. I told you, Hugo, one of the most legendary Illidan players in the league and potentially in the world. They just straight up ban Arthas and pick Illidan. What's the problem solving for running Illidan into Arthas? You just ban it.
That's a very good solution.
This happened yesterday. TheOne, they needed points to keep themselves in the BlizzCon spot. They lost 2-0 because they did exactly what we just saw happen in the last series, and they picked Illidan into Arthas twice in a row.
Well, they banned Arthas, but still going an early Illidan pick is is always a risk because
it's
now
the kind of thing that would make your allies dodge in Hero League.
you have an entire draft to counter. Rhaegar, I love the pickup. It gives you that double support, so you have good wave clear. You also have somebody that can really contribute in team fights as well, especially if you go Lightning Bond. And Illidan coming in there, despite his best efforts, a double Lightning Shield kind of composition that's standing there with an Illidan actually puts out a decent amount of damage. And so it's one of those things you contribute both to the Shrine and to the team fight. So I want to see what we get on the back end. Do you think we could potentially get the Cassia, get the blind, plus the good auto attacks and the charge strikes that work so well here with Ariel?
Cassia would be really good. Like you said, the Ariel blind would empower it a little bit here, so that would help out a lot more too. I would be super down for that. Tank-wise, you can still go for something like Muradin, or I guess if you... there's only one other tank with a blind, right? And that's Artanis. And seeing as none of these teams are Tempest or L5, I doubt that's going to happen.
Technically, when you're gorged, you're completely blind.
True. Well, you're not blind. It's just all you can see is intestines.
Can you...
So...
I mean, I'm sure it's dark in there, though, Tetcher. It's dark in there.
Very true. Very true. But, well, it doesn't matter to Illidan. He's blind anyway. So, still one of the most confusing... non-lore friendly matters of Heroes of the Storm, that Illidan can get blinded. Either way, we'll wait to
blind
see
a blind man.
what are they going to go with. Exactly. As we do see Valor and Uther coming in, and this explains the Lunara ban. They wanted to bring out the Uther.
They do. Now you've got more reason, I think, for Cassie. You've got double blind. Going into Q build on this map in particular is actually very difficult for Vala just because of the skeletal defenders. You have to be fighting away from them to really try and hit that. So you can kind of go into that if you want to get that burst damage down, if you plan on potentially playing defense or sieging up. But I think that, oh my goodness.
You wanted exciting picks. It is the Infernal Shrine's Cho'gall coming in from SoA.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
So, what do the One have now? They need a tank. Okay, so let's go over what things in the past have been used tank-wise to deal with Cho'gall. The one that immediately comes to mind is Muradin Haymaker. This was an old Dignitas strategy, where Cho'gall would just come in, Muradin would Haymaker Cho'gall away, and they would just kill everyone else in the fight before Cho'gall could get back.
That does kind of seem like it would work.
It did work. It did work. It was an old Dignitas strategy, dude. Back when they were the best.
Where do we go? Do we see maybe going to Johanna pick to play it safe, somebody that can survive? Or just go no tank!
No
just
tank!
Go no tank Tetcher!
You have joined on the best day, J-How.
I say I want to see it wild. There's no consequences here. The standings are set. Nothing matters for either of these teams. So you just go Abath or Cho'gall.
Oh, maybe I
Give
like
it to me.
More. Let's do it. Cho'gall comp versus a no-tag Abath comp. If you guys haven't tweeted out, if you guys haven't made a Reddit thread to get everyone in here at this point to see just this absolute fustercluck, then I don't know what you're doing. Get everyone in here. Tell your parents, tell your friends, tell your dog. Let's watch some HGC China. Cho'gall comp versus zero tanks. What is
I don't know what I'm watching, but I like it. I like it. This is something. I'm not even sure what to make of this right now, Tetcher, but I think that the tankless comp maybe makes sense, because like if you're a tank, the only thing that you're really doing is you're going to be contributing to the wave clear.
Yeah.
The remaining tanks, maybe it wasn't there. We saw the Anubarak that was banned out, so you can't cocoon. So maybe this is it.
Other tanks, Artanis could have percentage damaged with Titan Killer. Muradin could have knocked away. Stitches could have gorged. Actually, I think Stitches was banned, wasn't he?
The Anubarak was banned.
Oh, so yeah, Stitches could have been picked there.
You could have just gone Butcher.
Could have just got Sylvanas mind control. Just go over there, Cho'gall. We're gonna fight the rest of your team. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are loading in to TheOne versus SoA. No tank comp versus a Cho'gall comp. Let's do it. I hope we see Resurrect.
Doesn't matter if you die, we got you. I mean, you got double support.
2 for 1 value. 2 for 1 value. You've got the double revive on Cho'gall if it goes down. Oh, man. All right, let's do this. Spawning on the left, it is TheOne in the blue trunks with Hugo on Illidan, Lucky on Abathur, Meng on Valor, Zyran on Uther, and Hehe playing the Tassadar.
On the right in red will be SoA's FLE. You know what? He's going to be on Sonya, Uncle G on Ariel, ATY on the Gall, Spark BZ on the Gall, and Rhaegar being played by the other guy.
Okay, so it is SoA, so it is TY and Spark BZ. So there you go. Or in this case, so the Cho'gall is called Sty. So that's fun. We're seeing TheOne using Hot's lady sprays here in as a sort of tribute to the fallen team going to the relegation spot in coming up soon.
One of my favorite quest talents is the bomb talent at level 4. Infinite stacking, and once you get the 20 stacks, you get the speed and range, which makes it easier to continue stacking beyond that. And then if you can get Cho'gall to the late game, that is a monster ability and talent combination.
So for starters, a lot of things just happened while we were talking about that. For starters, Sonya nearly killed Rhaegar by body blocking him into a choke point. Abathur is currently trying to solo defend versus a Cho'gall. It's one body with 2 heroes versus 0 bodies with 1 hero. So that lane's dying. Ariel is solo laning at this point in bot lane. This is certainly a game, J-How.
It's certainly a game. You know, I kind of thought maybe we'd see Rhaegar's the solo lane because he has better solo clear and he can push. But I guess if you just hard push in, you're racing, yeah.
Sonya's left. It's going to be a base race. We're seeing the Illidan comp pushing in mid lane. Pushing in top lane. The Cho'gall comp has decided to all in the mid lane. They've given up, though, because they realize their keep is actually about to become under pressure. So they are... No, they're not even being back. Cho'Gall's running. Ariel's being. Sonya's still pushing mid. They finally set up into their actual solo lane as being solo.
What is happening? They lost the keep wall in the first minute and 50 seconds.
Go hard or go home.
They've got a full level lead toucher.
Sonya finds a mine and is going to start the objective, but guess what? Here comes that full level lead, TheOne, on the way to ruin Sonya's day. She pulls back off the point, and we're seeing TheOne moving aggressively to catch up, and it's already 8-8.
I don't know if you've ever seen my Sylph strategies on my stream. It's been the perfect time for it.
Dude, you and me are like huge, not benefactors, encouragers? I don't know what the term is here for Sylvanas. We both believe, and yet I keep getting the mick taken out of me for it.
I mean, it's a special situation, but
it is.
She is one of the most... If you push a lane with Sylvanas, you will force rotations whether you like it or not. The enemy team will have to respond. And speaking of enemy team responding, Hugo staying aggressive. Yeah, he's going to go down.
So yeah, interesting start. And also you've actually seen Zuyu Sylvanas.
Oh yeah,
using it like just a straight up raged assassin and winning with it, beating MVP Black. Zuyu we will actually see later today versus SPT in our final game of the day. So there's a good chance we will actually see a Sylvanas.
Abathur gets picked off at the top by Sonya. The thing about that is that Abathur sat there right next to the mini wall, which means that you showed division.
Yeah.
Just try not to be there if you're an Abathur player. Yes, you want to be body soaking, but there's a small radius around there that will do that. But I tell you what, they gave up a lot on that first one as we see Rhaegar ends up getting taken down. They give up a lot in the early top lane push, but just like that, they've gotten 2 kills, they've got a Punisher, they've gotten to a 4 in the bottom keep wall, and now the experience is swung completely in the opposite direction.
Yeah, the Cho'gall comp were able to steal away that Punisher while we were nattering about Sylvanas. And as such, Abathur has picked Mule and is going to start repairing. I hope he's going to repair mid, because that is dying. There we go, it is actually being repaired. So, yeah, already both teams have an open keep. And we are 4 minutes 20 into the game.
Let me ask you a question.
I hope
What
you
if
have an
Mule,
answer.
since Abathur's the last one, he gets his own special reworked Mule, and it made structures that you are currently muling protected, by the way?
Sounds broken. But not surprising. Down goes Cho'gall. Illidan able to take him down with the help of Tassadar and Uther. Uther finally expires though, so that healing is going to be removed. Tassadar takes some pressure, but guess what? Number 1 Illidan player world is trying to finish off Molly, but the 3v2 and a bit is just a bit too much, and Hugo is in full retreat. Here is also in danger, running low on mana actually. This may be the death of them. Down goes here. They still want Hugo. The chase is relentless. Molly using that wolf run to try and catch up, but Hugo's out of range.
That's a long walk home there as they got chased down. In the meantime, we've got a Shaman camp pushing top as Abathur. The only one going to be there as he raises his hands in submission and saying, I cannot do anything here. But he will try and defend. But as you talked about, the Mule, all for naught, as this fort will be cleared momentarily.
They drive it back. They drive it back. The Mule value.
Wow.
The fort lives as they were able to force it back. Sonya's dead. And Illidan chases down Sty and Dunkel G.
I don't know why you don't just siege up with Cho'gall there instead of just hard committing. Like, they didn't even wait for the minions. They just hard committed, dove right under. Okay, so
too strong.
Mule value.
Mule value. The fort lives. The Mule's going to be dropped back onto that once it comes off cooldown. And here we see Zyran, though, in a little bit of danger. Cho'gall putting on the pressure. There's that Mule again. The Punisher, the fact is, Punisher looks like it's almost certainly going over to SoA anyway, so this is really just, at this point, stealing a bit of health away from the Punisher as level 10 is hit. Twilight Hammer, no Resurrect, no Faith. SoA, come on now. Twilight Hammer, the Twisting Nether, Ancestral Healing, Wrath of the Berserker, and the Crystal Aegis.
The Twisting Nether is so scary for that dive comp, and if Illidan's in there when that goes off, he's going to have a hard time. And there's the Twisting Nether, but he's got to find some targets there as the blow-up's going to happen, but not before Sonya gets blown up. And now all of a sudden we've got the trade onto Uther, but the Uther is the favorable trade as Crystal Aegis is out as well.
As Illidan turns it up, the Hammer of Twilight trying to turn it round, but the fact is, all they're doing is just focusing everyone who isn't Cho'gall, and guess what? They're not Cho'gall, so they drop down, and we do see Cho'gall being forced to retreat.
He's got to throw one rune bomb
in favor of the one.
One rune bomb is all they need, they get it. Actually, it might have been the orb that got it.
Either way, they got it. They got it with a guard ability. And once again, Illidan clone is dead, so cool. XP, thanks. Mule value. That's gonna live. actually, no. XP denied. The clone lived.
Wow.
Well played. Mule value. Keep that fort. That fort's still alive as the Mule heals it up. Mule eats a laser. It's still going. Lucky. Really good pick so far.
The fort that never dies.
This is a no tank comp. And they're just muling consistently. And it's getting so much value. And it's beating the Cho'gall comp.
As an Englishman, can we name that Fort Harry?
Why?
The fort who lived?
Oh. There.
Tassadar with the dimensional shift out, and then we've got the camp almost down. Looks like we might have a fight here. Hugo is relentless with the pursuit here. He's shielded. He's also got the Abathur hat on him as well, and he is putting so much pressure. Rhaegar cannot get away from him.
Twisting Never used onto here. Sty is trying to put it on. And look at this. It is just Illidan focusing everyone who isn't Cho'gall. And they're so busy just running away. Cho'gall's also drops a little low. Rain Events Ancestral keeps Cho'gall alive, though. Trying to turn it round. Hammer of Twilight will become available very soon. Divine Shield is used. Illidan trying to get Molly. Molly gets out. Reminder, Molly is the ranged assassin player for this team playing the Rhaegar today.
Hugo.
So, would this comp for the Cho'gall team be better if you replaced Rhaegar with Lily again?
It seems like it. As we see, Uther does end up getting picked off eventually there. I think on the mini-map, although we have no control of that, the Shaman camp will be pushing top. Sonya Hearth back to deal with that. And there's the mule again, Tetcher.
Okay, will it live? They have Tassadar here as well. Shields the 4. It won't die. It's so strong. As we see, the bomb kills the mule. That's removing the healing. This Impaler will eventually get it. Valor finally finishes off the Impaler. And Die, in this case, gives Illidan a hammer to the face for his attempt at insolence in the engage.
All right, Tetcher. Bottom shrine again. RNG, I think, for SoA here. Got to be in their favor. They can pick up another one without giving up the deaths that they did last time. They've already opened up the bottom. They've got a lead here. They've got really good clear potential. If they get this Punisher, they might be looking at a keep on this next one. But Hugo has other ideas. Rain of Vengeance coming down. Hugo continuing to dive the backside against 4 heroes. Yes, Cho'gall is too. He is going in. 3 bodies back there. He just flat out does not care.
Spear comes in, it's a poisoned one, Illidan's in trouble, twisting never, but he dodges it with the metamorphosis here, trying to focus down Sonya. She gets Ancestral though, but we're seeing TY getting taken down. Cho'gall gets Aegis, still alive. The Divine Shielded Illidan though is doing so much damage to Uncle G, but a good charge there from the Cho'gall, keeping the Ariel alive, but with Sonya down, this is going to be a Punisher going over to the one.
The one is just absolutely forcing anything and everything. Look, I got to tell you what. Later on, I'm picking Illidan. I'm bringing some people with me. I said, look, I want a Tassadar player. I want an Uther player. We're going in. And no matter what, just keep me alive. Hugo is going in on this team.
Yeah, you end up with someone coming in and just like, hey, do you mind if I tank? No. No tanks.
Only heal.
Not only
I need healing.
I'm doing my best Genji impression. I mean, he's got the skin for it, to be fair. As we do see them going for yet another fort. Mid-fort finally died, by the way.
Mid-fort did die. It only took the entire game. They hard dove it at the very beginning of the game. Literally the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, and it took them all this time to get it down here.
Well, I mean, the one, this is a back and forth, a push and pull, 8 kills to 7 kills, but it seems like post 10, and it only gets worse. Post 13, you have the heal from Abathur when he uses that spike burst, the heal per hero hit. That's why when Hugo dives, he's on 3 people back there. It's only 3 bodies, but Abathur presses W, you instantly get healed up. You've got the shielding. You've got the extra life leech on level 4 from Tassadar. The Illidan is almost unkillable. The dodge onto the Twisting Nether with the Metamorphosis has been perfect. The play from Hugo and the team coordination has been amazing to watch, to say the least.
Sonya spears in. A little bit too late. Twisting Nether gets 3, but Divine Shield blocks one of them. Dimensional Shift on the other, and Valor in full retreat is the focus on Valor. Zyran gets taken out, though. Not the best target to kill. Luckily, though, Illidan is too far away to gain value from it.
Yeah, Illidan tried to put the pressure onto Rhaegar on the backside, had a little bit of trouble there, as there was quite a bit of action going on. So the kills evened up 8 to 8, as 16 was picked up by the one. And SoA going to look to pick up 16 as well before the next fight. And Blades of Azeroth, dude, he is looking to go in with that sweeping strike.
Yes, he wants to drop that damage. No brand there, which could be his percentage damage to help deal with Cho'gall, but so far he has not needed it. We're seeing Valor already down. Uther has only just come back to life. He does not seem to care, as he is attempting to kill off Molly here. He's able to kill the Rhaegar. Now he's looking for Ariel. Cho'gall trying desperately to help out here. The silences are coming in here to try and deal with this from the Gall here. Look at this, just every possible attempt to body block. Blinds coming in from Ariel, but Hugo is relentless. Can they get him? No, he doesn't die. They get it. The silence is good, but it's not enough. Hugo finally taken out by Cho'gall.
Finally, once he goes down, then it makes it so much easier, as now they've just retreated.
Who's the real raid boss here? Cho'gall or Illidan?
Oh my goodness. Hugo is insane, but the Uther came in. right before the Ariel kill, he hits the Q, and then he's like, "Oh no, he got detainment striked into the wall. Let me throw a W at you, get that extra heal." But you know, Cho'gall was able to finish it off, but not before that trade there, and that is just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, Cho'gall does have to back up a little bit. He's a little bit outnumbered, even though he is 2 for 1. There's currently 4 heroes on this point, thanks to the Valor clone, which drops a lot of damage onto Fei, who attempts to blow up that clone very quickly, gives him a nice boosted XP, but the clone survives and drops a lot of damage onto the Cho'gall here.
I really, really wish we could take a look at the Cho'gall stacks on the Rune Bomb. It has got to be up there. Twisting Nether's out with the stun, the lockdown. The Crystal Leash is there. Remember, there is no Ancestral. It's already been used. Cho'gall's going to fall. That is a big turning point. Despite having 35, Sonya's going to stay on that to try and clear up. They're going to have to back out. They're going to fall 5 skeletal defenders short, and this will be a Punisher going over to the one.
Fei got taken out as well. 3 heroes to 0. And we're going to see the one, like you said, grabbing his Punisher. And it's going to move straight onto tier 2s. This is actually the lane that they pushed at level 1. So, therefore, they're actually going to be able to try and capitalize off it now.
Yeah, and the keep itself has damage. You have an Illidan. He doesn't have Mark, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. The way that they've been playing, this could potentially be a game. You can see they're trying to bait it over middle, but with an Illidan and a full health Punisher, they're probably just going to go directly on core, do not pass go, and Illidan just is already on it.
Illidan's on the core, everyone else is dying, so it's basically down to Illidan. Punisher is distracted in the mid lane, double Illidan with the clone. Taz comes round, ready to drop the shields, making the most of this Archon. It is Taz being focused, you remove the sustain, there's a chance Illidan may die. Uther is next on the board here, but it doesn't matter. The core drops to 40%, clone Illidan still healthy, real Illidan is just so mobile, and that is GG. And it's the one who take game number 1 with a no-tank comp.
Double Illidan across the core. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, the Cho'gall pick was fun. The no-tank comp might have been more fun. Watching Hugo just go all in, all game was truly phenomenal.
Absolutely weird and insane coming in here for our second series of the day. Game 1 goes over to the one, and a good response. They fight a raid boss with their own raid boss.
I'm really worried, right? So whether you're Europe or NA, you know, maybe you're watching from somewhere else around the world, I'm really worried that later today I'm going to be in a game. Somebody's going to be like, I watched the stream earlier, J-Hal, and they didn't go tank. And I saw another game they went Lily, so seems good.
I'm picking Lily when we need the tank. Problem solved. But yeah, oh my god, this is... I do hope that people do not take this to heart. This is very much... China does not apply to Hero League. This is a disclaimer we should probably have at the top of the screen, flashing in red at all times.
Maybe we're missing something, though, Tetcher. Maybe we're missing something.
Maybe? I mean, a lot of people have been talking about how they think that it's going to be triple tank that's the next meta. No, guys, no tank. No tank is the next meta.
I think that it's time to basically go no support.
True. Only assassins. Only assassins
or
specialists
5
allowed.
supports. Yeah, old Uther was actually really fun to do that with, by the way.
Yeah, 5 support was really silly. You could go for 4 supports and then something like the Butcher. Also, I still love how aesthetically pleasing it is, how they always set up Cho'gall in this formula. Where they just put them
side by
next to each other
side.
like that.
That's good. That's really good. They've got it like slightly off center so it matches up. That's perfect.
Very, very nice here. But 14 kills to 11. That wasn't so far out of range of possibility for someone to win that. They actually looked really strong for a couple times. It was super back and forth.
Just some of those plays with Hugo going in and the perfectly timed meta at that one point.
你们这是自寻死路.
Hugo with the MVP there. Very enthusiastic. You gave him Illidan. And they banned Arthas. This is what they do. Hugo really, really loves his Illidan so much he was willing to pick it into Arthas. You remove that Arthas, suddenly he's really deadly.
I mean, against the Cho'gall, they didn't have, other than a Detainment Strike, they didn't really have that hard CC. You know, Murden used to be an old counter when Arthas wasn't in the meta, but no Murden, no problem. Just go Cho'gall.
Yeah, like, I can't help but feel that maybe the Lily would have helped more. Like, run Lily with Jugs or something like that.
The first series sold you on Lily that hard?
Well, the fact is, that was the issue. Illidan was the only problem. Valor was a little bit rough, which is still extra auto attacks though. You run Lily, you leave just to protect Ariel if anything, because the biggest issue they had was it was either Rhaegar or Ariel getting focused, and they had no response to that. If you take Lily, both of your healers have blinds, meaning that they're a lot safer and they can buy time for Cho'gall to do things. Only issue is you can't. It's very unlikely for Lily to actually heal Cho'gall because his health is so high. It's gonna go to everyone else.